Hello and good afternoon from my left ear. I'm in Los Angeles. This is Carrie Freeman. And my co-host, Petey Freeman, is home, but he's resting from his illness in the closet. He's sleeping on my shoes. This is video 239, and it is December 16th. And those of you who follow me regularly know that I've been preoccupied with saving the life of my cat, Petey, who's only 4 years old. So catching up a little bit today and giving you an update and doing a few political things, trying to get back in the mode again. So the first thing I want to do is just say a big damn thank you to everybody who showed up and oh, there he is. Can you believe it? Petey, people are going to be so happy to see you. Oh my goodness. Isn't this wonderful? He heard my voice and he showed up. Pete, let everybody see you. You look pretty good. I've been giving him kind of like little baths with hot washcloth because he just got kind of smelly at the vet's, and he got his medicine this morning. So he's on medicine. I have to give him medicine twice a day. You gonna hang out and listen to me like the old days? This was a gift. So this is good evidence, right? Petey comes to join us. That is just beautiful. I wasn't gonna bother him. But anyway, now you can see my beautiful boy, our beautiful boy. So anyway, this giant thank you, because when I put out the GoFundMe for Pete, I was so anxious to get it out there because there's all these steps and I had to have help. I just put it out on this channel first, and I got a great response from all of you. I just cannot tell you how grateful I am. And I'm going to send out some private emails today. But I did put up the GoFundMe on Twitter, and I'm also now on Blue Sky, which is a much nicer, gentler kind of political site. Now, so far, I've gotten 0 response from Twitter and Blue Sky, but I do want you to know that I copied Taylor Swift, and I copied Taylor Swift's lead guitarist Paul Sedati, and Ricky Gervais, the comedian, because he puts millions of dollars into helping animals. I mean, he is crazy about animals and cats. So I just took a chance. You never know. And let me see, I still need to do Instagram and Facebook, although I haven't been on Facebook for a long time, but it would be smart to do that. And then I have a list of private emails. So it's not over. I'm still in process. It's a big job to do a GoFundMe. I had Patrick, my YouTube mentor, manager. Don't go away, Pete. Don't go away, Petey. Come here, lie down. Everybody wants to look at you. A stretch, good boy, get a stretch. I forgot what I was saying. Thank you very much, Carrie. The private emails. So this is going to be in process all week long. I'm still even learning how to navigate the GoFundMe page. So just giant thanks. And by the way, you can share with any of your friends that maybe love cats. You never know where a donation is going to come from. Now, just a note, because I have a couple of private clients that also watch my channel that are kind of waiting for me to come back to do sessions, but I really wasn't going to be able to concentrate or give my all to my clients until Petey was home. And I think he turned a corner like last night and this morning, but he still has meds to take, and he'll probably have another visit to the veterinary hospital. But I think we're making progress. So I'll tell you a little bit more in a minute. but the people that are waiting to have paid me and I haven't done sessions, I will be back in the next 24 hours and we'll set up the appointment. And I have just felt so guilty about this, but I've been, this has been an out-of-body experience with this emergency. So that's that. And then one last note, somebody out there that watches me on this YouTube asked if they could give a donation directly to my vet hospital. I think that's going to be difficult. I'll tell you why, because they're very busy there, and I don't think they're kind of in shape to accept checks on my behalf, because I'm taking care of everything on plastic, care credit and my credit cards, and because this is thousands and thousands and thousands. This keeping Pete alive is almost going to bankrupt me if I don't get a little bit lucky with the GoFundMe. I will check on it, however, and I will let you know. If anybody is suspicious of the GoFundMe, which I would have a hard time believing because I'm so honest, you can also, I don't know, you can send directly to me and I will put my address in the community section if that helps. So I have doubts about sending anything to the vet, and that's why I haven't posted the vet, but I will let this individual know, and thank you. What else was I going to show you? Okay, so a little update on Pete. He was released on Saturday, this past Saturday, with oral medicines. He'd been taken off his catheter. He'd been on a catheter for a week. Can't imagine how uncomfortable. And he was starting to dribble a little urine, pee-pee, because that's what this was, this typical male cat problem with a urinary obstruction, but it was really bad. And when I rushed him to the hospital on Saturday, I really thought I might lose him. He was wailing in pain. It was just a nightmare. But let me just say this. I am gonna let everybody know who this veterinary hospital, in case anybody lives in Southern California. They were unbelievable. They are unbelievable. From the minute I got there, the attention I got, and no surprises, let me know everything and what to expect, and kindness. And then what has never happened to me before is the veterinary hospital texted me 3 or 4 times a day to give me updates. Petey ate, Petey did this, he's resting well, just all kinds of reports and photographs. Amazing vet techs there that really, we're brilliant, we're wonderful. I've never had this treatment from a veterinary hospital. They thought he would do better at home, relaxed. So that's why I brought him home on Saturday. When they brought him out, because I didn't go visit him, because I didn't want to stimulate him. I didn't want to get him excited, and really neither did the doctor. So when they brought him out on Saturday with this case, he started moving around in the case, and he was talking to me, and he got kind of all excited. I think he knew he was going with me. I don't know, but he sure responded. And he didn't do that well on Saturday. He was a little shaky. He didn't really want food or water, but he dribbled. And then on Sunday, yesterday, he drank water, which he really needs to do because he needs to pee on his own. And he didn't want much food. And I thought, he's just getting adjusted. And he scoured the whole apartment when I got home. He checked every nook and cranny to see if anything had changed. It was amazing. So I figured he would do that, and boy, oh boy, he did it. And in order to give him the food, I have a big burly purple blanket that went to the vet with him, and he loved it. But the vet tech said, wrap him up like a burrito when you're going to give him the medicine, because then he can't do anything with his hands and he can't get away. It worked like a charm. And And then yesterday, he drank some water and he ate some dry food. And then this morning, he ate wet food and dry food. But what was really cool is last night, he came to bed, which he hadn't done yet. He came to bed. And then in the morning, this morning, he woke me up at 4:30, like he had been doing. And he wanted some attention and he wanted some food. And I was just so happy. And the other thing that's really great is that yesterday he became really affectionate with me, like just in love with me and crawling on my chest and sleeping on my chest, and very beautiful. We're having a wonderful romance right now. And I have to call the vet. They want to report on him. Okay. So I thought I would kind of back into politics a little bit today. Not that I'm that present, but present enough to share a few thoughts I have. Okay, I'm going to start with Jamie Raskin. It was his birthday yesterday, by the way. But he's got this new position. So he announced Monday that he wanted to move from the top Democratic slot on the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability to become the ranking member of the powerful Judiciary panel. Good for you, Jamie. And he challenged the slightly older Rep. Jerry Nadler from New York, who had been the top Democrat there for 7 years. But Nadler at 77 decided to just back off and let Jamie take that spot, which was great. And so it looks like, Jamie is going to be in this new powerful position. And if there's anybody I would want in a powerful position in Congress, it would be Jamie Raskin. So that's really good. And then this is just kind of cute that yesterday when they announced that it was his birthday, I think it was yesterday, I think so, excuse me if I'm wrong, his staff said, we're going to have a party for Jamie tonight, and we'd like you to write a haiku poem for him. And that just makes me think, because he's an expert on Shakespeare, by the way, Jamie Raskin. He's an aside from the Constitution, he has many specialties. So I just assumed Jamie Raskin loves haiku poetry. And I studied it in college, and haiku poems are not that easy to write. And I wrote one. I think it doesn't fully align with what a haiku is supposed to be, but I just went from inspiration, so I'm going to share it with you. I really liked it. So here's the haiku for Jamie Raskin. Out of the mountain mist, the bard appears. Willie the Shake emerges like a loyal Democrat. Trees listen quietly as thousands sing happy birthday to Jamie Raskin, our national treasure. I liked that, so I'm sharing it with you. All right. Now, in the last, I think, 24 hours, our clean-cut, handsome guy, Steve Bannon, began mouthing off at some kind of an event for all these really disgusting Republicans about that Trump is going to try and run in 28 or something like that. But he brought up, that would be his third term, and Trump. So I threw a rune here on it, and I got the rune of possessions, which is really good, in the reversed position. So I'll just share you a few things about 2028. Considerable frustrations with possessions reversed. A wide range of obstruction can be very severe. You watch helplessly while everything you've gained dwindles away. Doubtful situations abound. This is about your shadow side. Now, having shared this, I did not ask the runes, because it's been on my mind, and I will, but I did not ask the runes whether Trump will live to survive next year, if he'll make it to 26. But I will. I just wasn't up to it today, because I think that's the big question. I keep having, my ear keeps suggesting that he may just collapse in 26. And I don't know if you've noticed, but he's gotten thinner. Now, in my world, there's Ozempic. I mean, I don't take it, but everybody's taking Ozempic that has money. A lot of people are, because they lose weight. So I don't think he's on Ozempic, but this loss of weight, that's, for me, in my experience, that's often the first sign of cancer. So I'm not claiming it. I'm just sharing with you that it's on my mind. What's going on that he's losing this weight? I don't think it's like, oh, he's been busy, he won the election and he's not eating as much. No way. He's eating. He's eating the McDonald's. So we'll see, but I thought you might find that interesting. I do not think for a minute he's going to succeed, if he's alive, breaking through and running again in 28. I really, really don't. The ear. So now I'm going to just talk a little bit about the people that he's trying to appoint to cabinet positions. And here's the problem. When Matt Gaetz, because people were horrified that he might become the Attorney General, eventually there was enough pressure. There were senators that were not going to vote for him, and he stepped down. And when he stepped down, for Trump, it meant people were against Trump and basically said no. And you know, Trump doesn't accept no. He doesn't accept he failed, he lost. He doesn't accept any of that. Because even though it was an absurd suggestion that Gaetz would be AG, it still makes Trump look like a loser. And we know how much he does not like to be a loser. He won't accept it. So he's into revenge now. All of this to tell you, he wants revenge, and he's going to extort senators, threaten senators to vote for who he wants. And this is the challenge going forward. The senators, there's a few who will speak up, but they don't want this pushback. They don't want this revenge. And it's not just Trump's revenge if they vote against people. It's Elon Musk, because Elon Musk, well, I'll just tell you what, he bought him the presidency. Now, this is where I've evolved over the last month. He bought him the presidency. He made that possible, Elon Musk. So now Elon is threatening to extort and or primary the senators who may not want to vote for the remainder of these appointments. And then to primary people before their next election is when they challenge an incumbent holding elective office from the same party to go up against each other. And so the existing person just ends up in danger and may not win. So it's like, we're going to primary you. There's like, no, don't primary me. So they're facing that. It would take very brave senators to vote against the remaining people. So now let me just go through this really briefly. I didn't do a bunch of runes. I just want to give you my left ear thoughts. Tulsi Gabbard, she's being nominated for Director of National Intelligence, and she is a conspiracy monger. She makes up stories. She's close with Putin. She went on a secret mission to visit Assad. So we'll have to see. This is tough now because of all this pressure on the GOP senators. It's really scary to think of these people winning these positions for 4 years. It really is. Now we've got national intelligence threatened. I did not do the runes on whether they're going to do background checks, but I am going to do the runes on background checks. So now, RFK Jr., what a nightmare. He wants to get rid of the polio vaccine. Unbelievable. And there are new viruses coming, and this is a guy who doesn't like vaccinations, and he has conspiracy theories about vaccinations. Very frightening. He could really, really cause deaths, RFK, as Secretary of Health. Nightmare. They're all nightmares. Kash Patel, head of the FBI. Now, I think Kash is the most dangerous nomination. He's sort of a nutcase. I mean, not that the others aren't, but Kash is very severe. He's unhinged, and he's sort of demonic, and he has his own enemies list, not just Trump's enemies list, but Kash, has his very own personal, and he wants to shut down the FBI building immediately. He is the scariest guy. Then there's this drunk rapist, Hegseth, who got off of Fox News because he looks the part. And I'm sure you've heard, and it's true, Trump casts people because he's a TV guy and he wants people that look good. And for him, Hegseth looks good. Secretary of Defense. He has issues with women. He does not think women should be in the military or fighting. And all the generals say, you're absolutely crazy, man. The women are fantastic in the military. All the generals feel this way. He has trans issues with people in the military. He is a known drunk. It's not a rumor. I'll tell you what, I worked in the area of drugs and alcohol for 8 years, intensely, one-on-one. Some people, famous people that I can't say their name, that I worked with. And he's a rapist. He's already paid money to a woman. It's just, I don't know. It's just really, and he doesn't handle things well. He doesn't move well in business. People in the know say, how is this guy going to handle billions of dollars in defense issues? He can't and he won't. But the other person I dislike, Ron DeSantis, and I'm saying dislike, and that's like light how I feel about him, is now waiting in the wings to find out if he will be nominated. Pam Biondi, who's been nominated now for the new AG, I think she's going to be passed through. Marco Rubio is going to be a yes. And I didn't go through the whole long line of people. It's so hard to know because it's really not about you and I and how these people will represent us, protect us. It's really about this posse of Republicans that may bring us the worst cabinet that America has ever seen. The worst. And God knows what can happen. We know it's not going to be easy. And then because Marco Rubio would be leaving the Senate, there's serious talk of Lara Trump, the daughter-in-law, married to the stupidest Trump boy, make it assigned to the Senate. Really. Can't make it up. Now, about my left ear. I have not forgotten about the numerology, but you understand this has been insanity for me the last 10 days. And I want to get a whiteboard so I can, some wonderful person said, why don't you get a whiteboard? So I have to get a whiteboard because that's how I kind of want to address the 11 and the 22, be easier for you. But I want you to know that. I'm, operating with half a brain right now and not a lot of sleep. Put on a lot of makeup today for you. So now we're coming to the end here. I didn't want it to be too long. It's still going to be about 30 minutes. So I've got 2 quotes that are really great. And when asked how fascism starts, Bertrand Russell replied, "First, they fascinate the fools. Then they muzzle the intelligent." Wow, that really hit home. First, they fascinate the fools, the fascists. Then they muzzle the intelligent. And certainly that's going on right now. Amazing. Amazing how these things were said a long time ago. And then the second one, which really got to me, and I'm just going to read this. In his inaugural address on January 20th, 1951, President John F. Kennedy said, "We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and success of liberty." So that's what's going on right now. So I have 2 little pieces of good evidence. Even though, I worked in the drug and alcohol field, rarely, I think once or twice in 8 years, someone came in with a cannabis dependency. But mostly it was hardcore drugs, crack, opioids, alcohol, and on and on. So this is the reason I'm telling you this, is I went yesterday morning to get some gummies. And I was standing in the dispensary and I had my phone open because they know me there, and there's a lot of cat lovers that work at the dispensary, and a man standing next to me, and a young man, like maybe 27, 28, with this long hair down to his waist, said, "Oh my God, that cat is so beautiful." It was a picture of Petey in the hospital. And so I said, "Oh, that's Pete. And he's in the hospital and blah, blah, blah." And in fact, I just launched a GoFundMe campaign because I'm into it for thousands and thousands of debt right now. And, but I wasn't selling it to him. I was just talking. It was really friendly. And I said, and I don't have an agenda. I mean, I would take $5 and be grateful, $7 and be grateful, and all the way up. So wish me luck with it. So the young man waited for me and said, "I'll walk out with you." So we walked out and he was chatting, and he said, "I'm just leaving for San Francisco right now," and blah, blah, blah. And he said, I want your phone number, your text, and I'd like to make and then but he pulled out his wallet and he said, "Look I have $7. I'm going to give you the $7 right now." And it was just a beautiful moment. He just had that amount that I mentioned, but didn't ask for it. And I gave him a hug. He was a sweet young man. And he told me, I gave him a little advice because he drinks too much. Talked to him about all that. And so that was just a nice way to start the day yesterday. And then the other thing that happened is, has to do with pop culture. But I was scrolling through Twitter, and I do not follow John Lennon's son, Julian Lennon, but I saw a post, and he was going to be on Good Morning America because he just came out with a new book of his photography. He's also a musician, but he's a photographer. Big, beautiful book called Life's Fragile Moments. And it's debuting. So he's on the circuit of traveling around and being interviewed. So he got a picture in New York of the marquee for Good Morning America, and it was just the best photograph. I'll see if I can't find it and share it with you. It's black and white, and is perfect picture. And so I've never followed him, talked to him or anything like that, but I wrote, what a great, all caps, photo, Julian Lennon. And I said, because this has gotten really good reviews, this book. I said, congratulations to the moon. That's it. So a little bit later, I got Julian Lennon replied to me, and he liked what I wrote. And I went, oh my God, that's thrilling. And then I walked around and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if Julian Lennon followed me? And 5 hours later, he followed me. And I can't tell you, you know, I grew up with the Beatles, John Lennon, all of it. And I just got very excited, you know, that's all I can tell you. Julian Lennon, I'd love to take him to lunch. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'd love to ask him about his life. And I have a feeling being the son of John Lennon was not easy. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can't twirl Pete around so you could see him one more time. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I have to give him 2 doses of medicine twice a day, 12 hours apart. And the vet tech cat said, just take this blanket and wrap him like a burrito so he can't fight or or get away or anything. So I did it. I wrapped him up like a burrito, and I got the liquid in his mouth. He wasn't happy about that, but I squirted it in there, and then I got the pill. And so I've gotten pretty good at that. So I gave it to him this morning. He has another round tonight. And, you know, I don't want him to get too alienated by me. But let's see. Come on, Pete. Let's just turn around for a minute so people can get... There he is. There's my boy. I can't wait till he can get a bath because he really did kind of smell a little bit. But I've been taking a hot, wet washcloth and just, you know, cleaning him up. Whoa, what is that? What is that came out of him? I don't know, but I'm going to go wash my hands. So that's it for today. It's good to see you. And like I said, if you have any friends that are big cat people, send them the GoFundMe. This whole thing just gobsmacked me, as you can imagine, out of the blue. So that's it for today. Make peace, make good memories, be kind, and just once again, a huge thank you. And so hopefully when I do the next one, because I'm still obsessed with him and caring for him and all this kind of stuff, I will get to the numerology and I'll have the whiteboard. This is my hope. So I'll see you soon, and love to hear from you. And I love everybody's notes and well wishes and love. I mean, really, I feel love. And I'll talk to you soon. And so will Petey. Oh, well, Petey. Petey. See, he's sleepy. He's sleeping a lot. He's been through a lot, this guy. And they fell in love with him at the vet hospital. And they asked me if they could post him on Instagram. And I said, absolutely. He's got a YouTube channel. And they thought that was funny. But he's going to end up on their Instagram account. So I was very proud of him, like a proud mother. Anyway, that's what I got to go. I haven't eaten. It's 12:30. I haven't eaten anything. So I got to go eat something. And I'll see you soon. Love, gratitude. Bye-bye.